Here we have the ASUS ROG Delta S wireless headset, which has worked fantastic for me whether I'm gaming on my custom PC or PS5. It's sporting a super clean design, comfortable fit, and wireless connectivity, making it a great choice for gaming. It has support for the PS5's 3D audio as well as 7.1 surround sound, helping to immerse you into whatever game you're playing. Though, in my opinion, it falls short when it comes to listening to music or working on video edits. Getting right into it, what's included in the box is the headset itself, along with a pair of extra ear cups, a charging cable, and some paperwork. The design of these are pretty sleek and minimal, going along with the rest of my setup quite well. They're all black with just some white tones on the hinge of both ear cups, as well as a logo on each side. The ear cups do rotate, so you can comfortably throw these onto your neck when you want to take them off, though I've actually found myself more often throwing the cups on the side of my head. The build quality is solid, but nothing special, being constructed out of plastic with pleather for the ear cups and headband. The ear cups have this D-shaped design as opposed to a more rounded shape that most other headsets you'll see have. I wasn't sure about it at first, but the look has grown on me, and they've proven to be very comfy. The lightweight 310-gram build makes these sit on my head very nicely, and I have no issues wearing them for hours on end. Quite honestly, they're the most comfortable pair I've had the chance to try, and as someone who wears glasses, I've never had any problems with pressure on the side of my head. Extending the headband for different head sizes is super easy with the numbered stages, and the band itself feels super flexible and never like it's about to break. The headset is not noise cancelling, and the ear cups only provide a little bit of noise isolation, which is a bit of a bummer considering the $200 price tag. Though once you're in game with the volume up, it does drown out a lot of noises. On the left ear cup, you'll find all of the different buttons for controlling the headset. At the top is a volume wheel that'll work as expected, but pressing it in will mute the microphone. Below is a single button used for media controls. Pressing it once play pauses, double pressing it will skip, and triple pressing will rewind. If you hold it down for 7 seconds, it'll go into Bluetooth pairing mode where you can connect it to a new device. In addition to Bluetooth, the headset can be connected via the USB receiver, which is what I personally recommend using. The slider on the left ear cup lets you quickly switch to connection mode or completely turn off the headset, which is nice for me because I have them paired over Bluetooth on my Mac if I ever want to use them there. When the receiver is not in use, you can keep it stored in the slot on the right ear cup, otherwise you can plug it into an available USB-C port. Though on my PC as well as PS5, I had issues connecting the headset and had to use this USB-C to A adapter. Luckily, since using it, I've had no other connection problems. Even though the headset is wireless, you'd still expect there to be a way to use it wired, but unfortunately, there's no 3.5mm aux port anywhere to be found. As far as sound quality goes, these are pretty good, and for gaming, you have support for directional audio, so you'll easily be able to hear gunshots and footsteps. Though, as I mentioned, if you want to be listening to music and working with these, I'd probably advise against them. They really lack in bass, having more of a focus on the mids and highs. I'm not an audiophile, but out of the box, feel like these kind of have a flat sound. When playing on PS5 and enabling 3D audio, I was, however, pretty impressed at how these performed. Playing The Last of Us Part 1 Remake, I could easily pinpoint where the infected were coming from. The directional audio was spot on and definitely made me more immersed into the game. On a PC, I went into Armory Crate, which is the software used to adjust the sound settings and enabled virtual surround sound. Though honestly, I could not notice any difference. Even with it off, playing Warzone or Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, I could still hear footsteps just fine, so this is not a feature worth getting the headset over. You can play around more in the software, which I recommend to make the sound quality slightly better, but it's honestly such a pain to use. It's super clunky and overall confusing to get around. There doesn't seem to be any onboard memory, so even if you adjust the settings on your PC, they won't say if you want to go play on another device. The microphone on the headset is special and it's not sticking out like the majority of other gaming headsets do, which helps to keep that clean design. It's located in the tiny hole on the front side of the left ear cup with an indicator to the right that'll be solid red when muted. Now, the quality isn't amazing. I'd never recommend you record any audio using this, but to talk to your friends in Discord, it's completely fine. A feature that I personally like to have in headsets is side tone, which lets you hear your own voice in real time. This makes it easier to tell how loud you're actually speaking, but with a Delta S, the way it's implemented is pretty disappointing. In Armory Crate, you can select listen to this device, but there's an almost half a second delay for when you talk and then you actually hear it back in the headset. This, at least for me, makes it just impossible to use.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Test.
There is also AI noise cancelling, which works surprisingly well, so I'll give you guys a little test right now. Alright, so we're here in Armory Crate, and all the audio that you hear right now is coming straight from the headset. There is a bunch of different settings you can change for the microphone as well as your audio, but in general, the mic just doesn't sound that good and really is only suitable if you're talking to your friends. If we go down here and look at AI noise cancellation, there's 3 different settings. Each one will have better noise cancellation, but will result in a little more distortion of your voice. Right now I have my windows open, so there's traffic outside, there's a little bit of windy, and you might be able to hear my PC as well. But as I turn it off, it pretty much completely cancels out all of that. I'm also going to be typing on my keyboard as well as clicking on my mouse, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it's like. So right now, with it off, I'm gonna click on my mouse a few times as well as type on my keyboard. Now, turning on AI noise cancellation, we are now on the lowest setting. So you can already hear that all the noise from outside is pretty much gone, and now I'm going to test out the keyboard and mouse. So here's the mouse. And now I'm purposely doing some light clicks as well as heavy clicks, and then the keyboard. Going to the mid setting on the mouse, keyboard, and then finally on the high setting. Here comes the mouse, then the keyboard. And what I'm going to do is talk over the keyboard and the mouse at the same time. So here we are with the keyboard. Here we are with the mouse. Now mid setting, same thing, talking over the keyboard just to show you any distortion. Talking over the mouse. Switching over to low, talking over the mouse. Clicking on that. Now talking over the keyboard. You can hear any of that. And there we have it. When you're on PS5, if you mute the mic on the headset itself by pressing in the button, your friends won't hear you, but the PlayStation doesn't actually recognize it as being muted. I do wish that if you were to press the mute button on the DualSense, it'd actually mute the headset instead of just disabling it through the PlayStation itself. Since the headset is wireless, battery life is definitely going to be a concern. Honestly, it's not that great, only giving you about 25 or so hours of life. I find myself having to recharge every week or so depending on how much I've gamed, but luckily charging is quite fast, with a 15-minute charge giving you roughly 3 hours of battery life. Some of RG's other headsets do have RGB, so ditching that for a cleaner design is a benefit there, but I still wish it could be improved upon just a little bit more. Wrapping it up, at $200, I do think the Delta S wireless headset is a little bit pricey. Sound quality is fine, but I definitely recommend playing around with it a bit in Armory Crate before you start playing. I think these are a solid option if you play on PS5 with them supporting 3D audio very well, but on PC, the virtual surround sound is more of a gimmick in my opinion. I do love the clean design these have, as well as how comfortable they stay for long hours, and the noise cancelling mic is a nice addition, especially if you live in a noisy environment. The 25-hour battery life isn't great, but the fast charging mostly makes up for this. While the headset falls short if you're wanting something to use for music and work, it's a solid option for the majority of gamers. Let me know what you guys think, and of course, if you have questions, drop them down below. But with that, I've been Cole, and I appreciate you all for watching. Until next time, take care.